This video should serve as a warning to every single man who's looking for a wife. We live in a sex-saturated culture, and because of this, the church has been very vehement at pushing back on that. They push back on, over-sexualization on social media and over-sexualized movies and porn, and rightfully so, they push back on all these things. But in so doing, there's kind of been a falling into another ditch where in a lot of Christian circles, it feels like sex is a bad thing. It feels like it's a dirty thing that we don't want to talk about, that we don't want to think about, that you just kind of push to the side. And this is a dangerous thing because so many of us, most of us, we have this deep sexual urge within us. This is a God-given thing, right? We have this sexual attraction towards women. So we're like, okay, the church isn't talking about sexuality and sex, but I have this, sexual drive in me. So what some men will do is because they want to have sex, they know that the Bible only permits sex to happen in the confines of marriage, right? Okay, that is good and that is right. But what they'll do is because this sexual urge within them is so strong, they will feel like, okay, I need to compromise on other things in order to get to the finish line of marriage so that I can fulfill this desire. God programmed us with this desire. It's not a bad thing, but at the same time, if we are settling or compromising, we're making a grave mistake. This is what Proverbs 12:4 says, "An excellent wife is the crown of her husband, but she who brings shame is like rottenness in his bones." The key here is not to be taken over by your sexual urges or your sexual drive. You need to have those things under control. So when you're approaching a dating relationship, when you're approaching becoming serious and pursuing a woman, your mind isn't clouded with just the desire of, I really find this person physically attractive and I really want to sleep with them. Because what you come to realize is that marriage isn't just sex, right? It's not just sex. There are so many other elements to it. And when you're building something as a family and you want to be on the same page and you want to be in alignment and you want to be of the same kind of spirit and vision and values and all those things aligning, you don't want to just get in there with somebody that you find physically attractive and okay, maybe they call themselves a Christian and you want to have sex with them, but at the end of the day, all those other things are not in alignment. That is going to provide so much headache, and that's just going to be a disaster. And so that's why I want to give you guys a fuller perspective of don't just settle for sex. Don't just settle for sex. Sex is wonderful within marriage. It's the best. It's so good. But you also need to realize that there are other elements that you should be keeping in mind, especially as you're looking for a spouse. Don't just let your vision be clouded by that desire. Now, for me, I waited till I was married to have sex, right? 24 years old. I don't regret that at all. It was one of the best decisions, and I don't credit that to myself. I think that's the grace of God that helped me get to that point. I didn't want to settle for someone who wasn't in alignment with my vision and my mission. I didn't want to bring a woman into the picture and for that to sideline me on the mission. I wanted that to propel me and for me to help propel her as we grow closer to God. So friends, whether you've had sex already or not, there's going to be that urge within you that you're going to want to be, with a woman, obviously. And if there's somebody in your life right now that you think might be a possibility, that can help expedite things, but maybe not in the best way. Take your time, right? Take your time, really process, hey, is this person the person I can be best friends with? Am I best friends with this person? Am I, a mission partner with this person, even before a sexual partner? Is this someone that is strong where you're weak and where you're weak, where they're strong? Is this someone that you want to mother your children? Ask yourself these questions. A lot is at stake. A bad wife is like rottenness in your bones. Now, the common advice here is to look at Proverbs 31 and see what the Bible describes as a godly woman and try to find a woman like that. And I absolutely agree with that. But I want to reiterate something that somebody said in the comments the other day, that they said, if you want a Proverbs 31 wife, and maybe they stole this from somebody else, I don't know. If you want a Proverbs 31 wife, then you should become the man from Proverbs 1 to 30. It's not just about sitting on our high horse and being judgmental or, saying, oh, they're not enough in this area, they're not enough in this area, they're not good enough for me. But really looking at ourselves in the mirror, say, where are my faults? Where do I need to grow? What do I need to grow in? Today, even just with brutal honesty, write down on a piece of paper 10 ways that you need to grow, in 10 areas that you need to grow. I'm sure you can find 10. I really do. And this is going to be a good guiding map for you because, hey, I don't want you guys to settle. I don't want you guys to settle, but I also don't want you to think that you're the bee's knees when you're really not, right? I want you to grow too. And so don't settle, but also don't stop growing as well. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, subscribe because I'm putting out new videos like this all the time. Pass it on to a guy friend of yours that you think might find this video helpful. And until next time, keep pursuing the mission.